Welcome, friends, to another of Cosette's Enchanted Journeys. I am Jenny, the storytelling genie, and I welcome you to our magic lamp. I'm so excited to take another enchanted journey with you today. I think that Cosette has a really wonderful story picked out for us, and I'm really excited to get right to it. Are you ready to go with me now? All right, you know what to do. Let's rub our hands together and say the magic words, I wish to go on an enchanted journey, and away we go! And welcome, boys and girls, for another enchanted story. Today, Cosette has picked out The Three Billy Goats Gruff by Paul Galdone. I hope that you enjoy it. Once upon a time, there were three billy goats. They lived in a valley, and the name of all three billy goats was Gruff. There was very little grass in the valley, and the billy goats were hungry. They wanted to go up the hillside to a fine meadow full of grass and daisies, where they could eat and eat and eat and get fat. But on the way up, there was a bridge over a rushing river, and under the bridge lived a troll who was as mean as he was ugly. First, the youngest billy goat, Gruff, decided to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it is only I, the tiniest billy goat, Gruff," said the billy goat in his very small voice, "and I'm going to the meadow to make myself fat." "No, you're not," said the troll, "for I'm coming to gobble you up." "Oh, please don't take me. I'm too little, that I am," said the billy goat. "Wait till the second billy goat, Gruff, comes. He's much bigger." "Well then, be off with you," said the troll. A little later, the second billy goat, Gruff, came to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it's only I, the second billy goat, Gruff, and I'm going up to the meadow to make myself fat," said the billy goat, and his voice was not so small. "No, you're not," said the troll, "for I'm coming to gobble you up." "Oh, please don't take me. Wait a little till the third billy goat, Gruff, comes. He's much bigger." "Very well, be off with you," said the troll. Then up came the third billy goat, Gruff. Trip, trap, went the bridge. The third billy goat, Gruff, was so heavy that the bridge creaked and groaned under him. "Who's that tramping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "It is I, the big billy goat, Gruff," said the billy goat, and his voice was as loud as the troll's. "Now I'm coming to gobble you up," roared the troll. "Well, come along," said the big billy goat, Gruff. "I've got 2 horns and 4 hard hooves. See what you can do." So up climbed that mean, ugly troll, and the big billy goat, Gruff, butted him with his horns, and he trampled him with his hard hooves. And he tossed him over the bridge into the rushing river. Then the big billy goat, Gruff, went up the hillside to join his brothers. In the meadow, the 3 billy goats, Gruff, got so fat that they could hardly walk home again. They are probably there yet. So snip, snap, snout, this tale's told out. The end. And what did you think of the 3 billy goats, Gruff, boys and girls? I hope that you enjoyed it. I have always really liked this story. Those goats were pretty clever against that big, mean, ugly troll under the bridge, weren't they? It's a fun story to read. You know, like the billy goats, Gruff, I like to eat, but I don't want to get real fat like them. I'm afraid I don't eat daisies and other things that they're eating in the wild meadow, though, so maybe I'll be all right. Anyways, how about we continue the fun? Why don't we go make our bridge of our own? Maybe we can make a little troll, and we can make some billy goats to cross over our bridge. Does that sound like fun to you and something you'd like to do with me today? Awesome. Okay, let's go do it together now.
All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the story of the 3 billy goats, Gruff. I know originally I said that we were going to maybe make some goats and a troll and a bridge, but on thinking about it and looking at the materials I had at home, I didn't have quite what I wanted to make that, but I came up with this other idea, and it's a simple bookmark that you can make, and we can make it look like either a goat or a troll. And then it's something that you can use when you're reading your stories, and you can mark your place in your book. So I thought that would be a really good idea. And we don't need a lot of materials to do it either, which is nice. You're gonna want a piece of square paper. This is not square, this is a rectangle, so I'll be cutting this to make it square to fold into my bookmark. And then you're gonna need some scrap paper in various colors, maybe some gray, black, yellow, white, anything that you like. And if you don't have those colors and you use just a piece of sheet of like computer paper or white construction paper, you can use some crayons or some colored pencils or anything like that to decorate. So this is up to you. Of course, just some scissors, a glue stick would be very helpful, and maybe even a black marker. And that's really all you're going to need for this project. The first step is we need a square sheet of paper to make our bookmark. So you can take a piece of rectangular paper like this and take one corner and fold up and over until the edge from this bottom lines up to the top, and that's going to make a nice square for us. So you want to make sure your lines are nice and straight, and you're just going to fold along that edge, and then you should be left, and if you make a mistake and it's not perfectly straight, you can refold it until you get it right. Sometimes I make mistakes too, and that's okay. Once you have a perfect straight fold, you're going to have this extra piece. You're going to cut that piece off. So it may be helpful to fold it first so that you can see it better. You might find it easier just to cut along that edge, however you like to do it. Now I have a square piece of paper. The next thing I'm going to do, and this is the other good thing about using a rectangle, is I have to make a square with a diamond anyway, so I save myself a step by doing that. But if you started with a square piece of paper, you're going to take one corner and fold it up to meet the other corner like this, so you end up with a triangle. The next thing you're going to do is bring this corner edge up to the top. Just keep your lines nice and straight. Push hard on those folds. If you're using a thick construction paper like I am, you're going to push pretty hard, and you're going to repeat on the other side. Bring it up to the center. Push down hard on those folds. So this is what you should have. You can pull that open. The next step is you're going to, after you've unfolded it and opened it, take this top piece of diamond, but only one piece. You're not going to grab both, just one, and you're going to fold it down to that center, following along your edges of your folds you've already made. Next, you're going to take where you folded it, fold it back over, but you're going to tuck this extra piece in. So I'm going to show you that again. We started with a diamond, we folded up, we opened it back up, we folded one lip down. Now we're folding back over, but we're going to tuck in. And we're going to push hard on those folds. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to fold up and tuck in. Just push hard. And believe it or not, boys and girls, you have just made a very easy corner bookmark. Yours may be bigger than this, it may be smaller than this, depending on the size of paper you used. Oh, hello, Birdie. Birdie likes to check on me when I do my activities. But this is the basic shape that we need to start our goat. I'm gonna make a billy goat, and I'm gonna show you how. Okay, let's begin the next step.
With the next step, I'm going to show the boys and girls how we make this look more like a goat.
So this piece is a little bit thick for a goat face. It's a little bit wide. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim it just a little bit to make it more of a long and narrow face, and it will also make it a little bit shorter, skinnier of a bookmark for your books. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this side, the side with the folds, and we are going to cut one of the corners just a little bit. You can use a ruler for this step or something with a straight edge so that you know that it's going to be very straight cut. So I have this paper that I cut earlier that I know is a straight edge. I'm gonna just use that as a guide, and I'm gonna just cut off some of it to make this face a little narrower. You should have a line like that if you're following along with Jenny the Genie, and then I'm just gonna use my scissors and cut along that line. So I've cut off a pretty big section here, which has made my bookmark much more narrow, but I still have my folds that's going to tuck onto the book pages, and I'm going to show you that. But we're going to be working on the plain side of our bookmark. That's where we're going to make our goat's face. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to draw a couple of shapes. I'm going to draw some horns on my yellow construction paper, and I think I might draw some ears on this white paper because you need some ears. And I think I'll draw a nose, a mouth on here, and some eyes on here, and then I'm going to give him a beard. I might use some more of this white to make the beard, and then I'll just color it in to give it gray, because I don't have gray construction paper for his beard. If you have gray, you can just go ahead and use gray. So this part is pretty easy. You're just going to draw some shapes with your pencil or your markers, and then you're going to cut them out. Then I am just kind of roughly copying what I did in the first one. So they'll look about the same when I attach them. Okay, my goat also is going to need some ears, and I think I'm going to make his ears the same color as the rest of his body. So I'm going to just reuse some of this white now that I have a good idea of what size I'm working with. So it'll be something like that. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and copy. Got my ears, got my horns. Now I need to make some eyes. And again, I'm just going to use more of this paper I already have to make some eyes. Start by making a big circle, much too big, but then I can make it smaller and smaller until it looks about right. That looks pretty good. I'll just copy that circle. If you watch Cosette and I regularly, you know that we don't try to make things perfect. We call our stuff good enough. We enjoy what we do. We have fun. Okay, now I've got some eye bases to start. I'm going to need a nose and mouth. So the next piece I'm going to make is my nose. I'm going to use black paper for that. Okay, I've cut out a nose and mouth shape. You can make yours however you like. Mine looks kind of inquisitive. And then I'm going to need a beard. And I think I'm going to reuse this white scrap paper that we had to make my beard shape. This one's a little bit thin, but I have some extra white scrap paper. And I'm just going to cut a beard shape out of it after I've colored it with some crayon first, because I think it'll be easier if I color it and then cut it out. So I'm just going to find a gray crayon that I like. I'm going to just color some of this paper. And then when I'm happy with my colors, now I'm going to just go ahead and try and cut out a beard shape. So something like that, or however you like to make it. And you can continue to cut pieces and color pieces and decorate pieces however you like, and then you're just going to attach them. And again, this part, the folds, is going to go inside the book. We're not going to see that. We're going to decorate the outside. So you want to make sure you glue your pieces outside where you can see them. So let's see here. I guess I'll start at the top and work my way down. Glue some horns on. I'm just using a glue stick. Okay, and then after you've glued on your pieces, then you can use like a black Sharpie marker to add more details. You can just give them some details up on his horn if you like. You can make them thick, you can make them thin. Could add sequins to your bookmark. You could give your bookmark googly eyes instead. Just have fun making your bookmark however you like it. And again, you made a billy goat, or you can make a troll, you can make all kinds of different animals and creatures. Completely up to you how you design. But you might end up with something a little like this. Isn't he cute? Now let's see if we can put him into a book. Just for an example of how this will work, you open up a book and you take your folded side and you tuck it into the corner on the inside of your book, just like that. Now, when I close my book, my billy goat is going to mark my page. As you can see, I'm reading about Mr. Rogers. I love Mr. Rogers. But now that billy goat is going to hold my place for me and make it really easy for me to find where I'm at in my book. And that was a lot of fun to make. I hope that you were able to follow along and that you enjoyed making your own billy goat bookmark. And again, you can use this corner fold bookmark trick to make all kinds of bookmarks. It could be anything you want. But we're out of time for today. You ready to head back to the magic lamp and say goodbye to Cosette with me? All right, let's go.
And welcome back to the magic lamp. Did you enjoy the story of the 3 billy goats, Gruff? I've always really enjoyed that story. I like how the brothers worked together as a family to trick that mean, ugly troll under the bridge and to get safely across where they could eat grass in the meadow. And I enjoyed doing an activity with you. I always enjoy doing activities with you. I hope you enjoy doing them with me too. If you ever want to send me a letter or a picture of what you're up to, feel free to send it to the address at the end of the show, or you can send me an email at cosettesenchantedjourneys@gmail.com. Of course, you need an adult's permission before you do. I hope you'll come back and visit Cosette and me again really soon. And until we see you, take really good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.